You're watching SLU-TV, Channel 22. Now, Brent Carney, Courtney Brown, Health Reporter John Castelli, Chief Meteorologist Cole Creighton, and Sports Director Clayton Buren. This is SLU News 22.
Tuning in again. I'm Courtney Brown.
And I'm Brent Carney. It's tournament time for the Billikens. Find out how several of our teams fared in Atlantic 10 postseason play.
But first tonight, our top story. A fatal car accident took the lives of two SLU employees early Friday morning. Tim Allen Becker and Monica Gutierrez were riding together when their car was struck near the intersection of Grand Boulevard and Park Avenue. Both worked as research assistants for the university. Mr. Becker in the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, and Gutierrez in Pediatrics. A passenger in the colliding vehicle also died.
SLU men's soccer team has a proud tradition, and it's no surprise this year they're back near the top of the standings. But what about the girls' soccer team, or the volleyball team, or all the other fall sports teams? It actually turns out that they're not doing too bad either. Right now, joining us early on in the show for a little extra sports coverage is Sports Director Clayton Buren. Clayton's here to catch us up on all the fall sports activity.
Thank you, Brent. And it's no doubt that soccer is the top dog when it comes to fall sports at SLU, but that's not to say that the bright lights have failed to turn on for other SLU sports. Volleyball and field hockey both had some good news coming in at the end of the season. While the women's field hockey team did not have the season that it hoped for, finishing with a record of 7-9, they did receive some good news in the form of 2 conference awards for 2 juniors. Kristen Luters was named first team all-conference, and fellow junior Amy Wasserman received second team honors for the Atlantic 10. Now the women's volleyball team also shined brightly for SLU. They currently have an overall record of 17-8 with a 9-2 record against conference foes. Now their season's not over yet. They did clinch a berth into the 6-team conference, A10 conference tournament, which will take place in Dayton on November 17th through the 19th. And to prime them for the conference tournament, they do have 2 remaining games against conference opponents Dayton and Xavier this weekend. So good luck to the volleyballers through the remainder of the season. Now as far as soccer is concerned, both the women and men have had outstanding seasons thus far. Last weekend the Lady Bills claimed their 2nd straight A10 title with a 2-1 victory over Fordham. And in addition to that title, the Bills, who finished the season with a phenomenal 14-3-2 record, will advance to the NCAA tournament for the 2nd straight year. Even better for the women is that game will be at home in the conference tournament. They will host the first conference tournament game at SLU against Drake on Friday, November the 10th. And here's some food for thought. The women, since 1999, when Robert R. Herman Stadium reopened, have posted a record of 60-15-3 at home. So they will be feisty when it comes tournament time. Now that's not to say the men need to be overlooked. They've had a phenomenal season as well. They've had a tough non-conference slate, playing 3 games against conference opponents, 12th-ranked Notre Dame, 3rd-ranked SMU, and 7th-ranked Indiana, winning 2 of those 3 games. The Bills did lose an automatic bid this weekend when they fell to Rhode Island in the conference title championship game, but they did get an at-large bid and are the 11th overall seed in the tournament for the NCAA. They will face the winner of the Northwestern-Cincinnati matchup on November 15th here at home. Fall season's not over yet. It's been a great season. We're still winding down. Volleyball, men's and women's soccer are still going, and I hope that they can stretch the fall season to the beginning of the winter season.
It is exciting time for fall sports, and to look ahead a little bit, not to cheat your story or anything, but I was at the basketball team's first exhibition game last week, and I thought they looked pretty sharp.
They do look sharp, and you know, they're getting some sharp reviews from coaches. The AP preseason rankings came out, and of all the coaches, they got 1 vote for the 25th ranking, so that's some good news. Hopefully they can build on it.
That is a start. Thank you, Clayton. Clayton will be back later in the show to pull some 2-a-days, 2 segments of sports.
But first, coming up after the break, our health reporter, John Castelli, will be here to cover some important health matters. But first, we have Ashley Colgan with us to let us know if we can put those umbrellas back in the closet yet. So, Ashley, what's on the radar?
Well, today was election day and it was gloomy, and we were able to get through it here. But in Washington, they have been having rain for the last 5 days, and they have had major flooding. They have had one death due to a hunter trying to drive over a flooded road. Now, that is not a good idea because cars do float in water that is 6 inches or higher. The storm totals through today at 2 p.m. in South Bend, Washington was 19 inches, and for Pacific Beach it was at 13 inches. But there has been many cities that have been flooded. For our regional temperatures right now, we are at 50, and there's not much change in our temperatures for tonight. In Kansas City, they're at 45. And for tonight, we have a low of 48 and mostly clear skies. This is going to lead to our fog advisory, and we will see some very dense fog tonight. And if you are a commuter, please be careful, and I advise taking some extra time on your commute. And later on, Nikki Credo will have our 5-day forecast and see if we have some warm weather in our forecast.
Let's hope. Well, thank you, Ashley. Stick around because after the break, we've got your health report.
Welcome back. Tonight, a startling update for diabetic patients. Health reporter John Castelli is here to fill us in. John?
Thanks, Brent and Courtney. The FDA is issuing an update to an alert regarding counterfeit blood glucose testing strips. Those affected are sold under the brand names One Touch and One Touch Ultra. They are used with a variety of One Touch brand monitoring systems. The counterfeits do not provide accurate readings. If you do have any of these listed products, you should replace them and contact your doctor. Research from the University of Pennsylvania is taking a new look at psoriasis, an inflammatory disease mostly visible on the skin. The study suggests the risk of heart attack is significantly higher in patients with psoriasis, especially those under 50. More information is needed, but doctors hope the results will mean better treatment. The link between anxiety disorders and strictly physical disorders is becoming more apparent. Thyroid, respiratory, and gastrointestinal diseases, as well as hypertension, coupled with illnesses such as OCD, panic disorder, and phobias in more patients than previously thought. And November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Although there has been a significant decline in the amount of secondhand smoke the public is breathing in over the past 2 decades, 20.9% of adults smoked in 2004. That percentage has not changed, and today represents 45.1 million people. Reporting in studio, I'm health reporter John Castelli, SLU News 22. Brent and Courtney?
Well, there's a chance that warm weather might send us into the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Nicole Credo is on the way with the week's weather forecast.